I would like to ask Trustee Pierce to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right hand on your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call will reflect that all board members and cabinet are present with the exception of Dr. Wood. Approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of June 20th, 2023?
So moved. Pierce.
Is there a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Board meeting addenda, Dr. May Volmart. Is there any addenda to tonight's agenda?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. We are going to be pulling until future meeting items 26.4 and 26.5. We noticed errors in the ICA agreement, so we're fixing those and we'll bring them back.
Approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of July 18th, 2023?
Approval.
Mr. Drew. Is there a second?
Second. Pierce.
Ms. Pierce. Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Community staff student recognition, Dr. May Vollmer.
Yes, I will turn it over to our Public Information Officer, Ms. Mary Perry.
Good evening. I have one recognition this evening. You know, the district's relationships with our community partners are just so important to us, and it's especially true when the mission of an organization is to provide students items that they can't afford to buy themselves. And the organization that stands out for me is Assistance League Coachella Valley. You'll see the photos. In June, they were named Nonprofit of the Year by the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce. So joining me this evening are Karen Goodyear, President. Come over here with me. Chris McLean, Vice President in Philanthropic Programs, and Jill Bagley, Operations School Bell Program Chair. So in just this past year, just this school year, they provided shirts, shoes, undergarments, and hygiene supplies to 751 of our disadvantaged students attending 17 of our elementary schools. They assisted with the district's efforts to help refugee, homeless, and foster students by donating a large supply of clothing, shoes, hygiene supplies, and backpacks through the Eisenhower Community Education Distribution Site. They supplied Indio High School counselors with clothing and shoes for distribution to our students in need, and they provide hygiene supplies to Indio Middle Schools. And they're already working on this year, and they've already committed to 1,200 school shirts and other clothing supplies to be sent to all of our elementary schools. So ladies, would you like to say a few words? Please.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to address you tonight. I'm Karen Goodyear, President of Assistance League Coachella Valley, and I'm very proud to be president of this group. I just wanted to add all of the work that we do is done by an all-member volunteer group. We have no paid staff. All the money we raise here in the Coachella Valley stays in the valley. And Operation School Bell is one of our signature programs that we are so proud of. And every year we've been able to grow the number of students that we are able to help. And that's a very proud thing for us. And I don't know if you would like to add anything else, Chris?
Thank you. I think our goal is that we want every student to feel like the other student. And if you come to school and you have holes in your socks and shoes and maybe no underwear, you don't feel good and you're not listening to what the teacher's saying. So our goal is to take all those students and get them new pairs of shoes and underwear and a school shirt so they look just like everyone else in the classroom. So then you get to educate them and they have their ears on to listen.
I've been working with this group for 9 years, so I kind of consider myself one of them. And we do have a husband, an assistant league husband, who I know even 9 years ago, I have a picture of you packing the bags. So he's right there with them. You do, a lot of husbands helping. So as you can imagine, thank you is not a big enough word to use, but please join me in a round of applause for the wonderful members of Assistant League Coachella Valley and the work that they do for our students. John, could you take it and send it to me too? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we are at board and superintendent comments. Mr. Duran. Oh, are we? Well, it says introduction and then okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so Dr. May Vollmer.
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Hyde.
All right, good evening, everyone. I am super excited to announce a number of new management appointees. And what I'd like to do is call folks up. And as I call your name, please walk up to the dais. And then I'll say a few words about you. And then maybe you can introduce your guests if you have any. And say a few words. So without further ado, I'd like to invite up Julia Alberg Burbank, the new assistant principal at Dr. Carry-On Academy. Please come on up. So Julia earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in History from Loyola Marymount University, her Master of Arts degree in Language Arts and Reading, and her doctorate in Educational Leadership from the California State University at San Bernardino. She has been a classroom teacher and an instructional coach for 30 years, 20 of them here in Desert Sands. Julie would like to acknowledge her husband, Tom, who is a DSUSD retiree, her children and their partners, as well as her sister, Mary Alice Owings, for their support for her work. She would also like to recognize the families and staff at Ford Elementary for the 20 wonderful years that she spent there. Julie is very excited to be a Carry-On Comet. Congratulations. Julia, please introduce yourself, your guests, and say a few words.
I'm Julia Alberg Burbank, and I'm newly the assistant principal of Dr. Carry-On Academy. I'd like to introduce my husband, Tom, my son, John, my brother-in-law, Eric, my sister, Mary Alice, and for extra moral support, Mr. John Preston and his daughter, Molly. I really appreciate you being here.
That's great.
It's 20 great years.
Awesome.
But ready to be a Comet, very excited, and I wanted to take a moment to thank the board and thank the cabinet for this opportunity. I'm deeply appreciative, so thank you.
You're welcome. Congrats. Okay, next I'd like to welcome and introduce Leticia Hernandez, the new assistant principal at Monroe Elementary School. So welcome Letty. Letty is a product of Desert Sands Schools. She attended Van Buren Elementary, Roosevelt, and Jefferson, and graduated from Indio High School in 1992. She earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Bilingual Liberal Studies and her Master of Arts degrees in Educational and Reading from Cal State University at San Bernardino. So fellow Coyote, I see. And her preliminary administrative credentials from Brandman. Letty spent her first 9 years of her teaching career in Coachella Valley Unified before transferring to Desert Sands in 2005. Most recently, she served as the instructional coach at Roosevelt Elementary for the last 7 years. She would like to acknowledge her son with special needs, Isaac. He is her hero. and has taught her how to appreciate and celebrate the little things in life. Welcome, Letty, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you to the board, to cabinet, to Desert Sands administration. I'd like to acknowledge my oldest son, Marco, who's joining me today. And I'm just so excited to join the Monroe team and continue learning and growing in this profession. I'm so grateful to be here tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations, Letty. Thank you. And next, I'd like to introduce Caitlin Hubbard, the new assistant principal at Franklin Elementary School. So Caitlin earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in elementary education from Point Loma Nazarene University, her Master of Arts degree in educational leadership from Chapman. She started her Desert Sands teaching career at Van Buren Elementary, where she remained for 8 years. She transferred to teach science at Palm Desert Charter Middle School for 3 years. And for the last 5 years, she served as a technology project facilitator. Caitlin would like to thank her husband for all of his support, as well as her mom, brother, and in-laws. She is excited to get the chance to serve teachers and students in her new role. I'd also like to mention that she has a lot of positive energy, and I will miss seeing her smiling face here at the district.
A little hyper, but yeah. I have loved working for this district in a lot of different capacities, and I'm really excited to branch out and to keep learning. I've learned so much in the past 16 years from some really great administrators and some great coworkers. I'm really honored to be given the chance to learn in this new position, and I'm excited to see what I can do to help students again and teachers again and just keep learning. Thank you.
Congratulations, Caitlin. Next, I'd like to introduce Gabriela Llamas, Coordinator of Local Control Accountability Plan, Strategy and Performance. So Gabby earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Spanish and Latin American Studies from the University of California at Berkeley, her Master of Arts in Educational Leadership from San Diego State. She has spent 26 years as an educator, with 10 of those years as an elementary school principal. In 2018, she was the principal of the first International Baccalaureate Primary Years Program School in the South Bay of San Diego County. Gabby would like to acknowledge her family watching virtually and thank them for their unending support. She is excited about the opportunity to work with the Desert Sands team. Congratulations and welcome. Please say a few words.
Thank you. I feel so honored. I'm excited to be here. I want to thank our Board of Trustees, Dr. May Volmer, for this opportunity, and also our District Educational Center team, because it's been a very smooth, welcoming onboarding experience. So thank you. I also want to introduce today my son and his family who traveled from San Diego to see me. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Gabby. All right, next I'd like to invite Eduardo Nunez, our new Quality Assurance Facilitator in Maintenance and Operations. Ed has worked in Desert Sands as a school site custodian for 6 years. He spent 10 years as a central lead custodian and a project manager for the last 10 months. He also had time and experience working as a lead maintenance worker, 5 years indeed. He also worked as a computer technician, warehouse assistant, assistant mechanic, and bus driver. Ed would like to recognize his wife, Eva Nunez, the night custodian at Indio Middle School, his son, Carlos Nunez, night custodian at Indio High School. So a theme here. And he would like to thank all of his coworkers, principals, administrators, and other coworkers that have supported him in his Desert Sands career. Ed says that he is a hard worker that gets the job done while always looking to help his peers complete their job when they are in need of help. Welcome, Ed. Please introduce
thank
your
you.
family and say a few words.
Hi there, my name is Eduardo Nunez, and I want to introduce you to my wife, Evangelina Nunez. She's a NICU student at West India Middle School. My sister, Rosia Acosta, next to her. It's a big family in the desert. And I want to thank the board members, cabinet, especially Mr. Aquino, for the opportunity, because as you can see, with no formal real technical school and everything that we have learned here is through management and doing the job, you know. And so that is just a great experience for me. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate that.
Congratulations, Ed. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite up the new assistant principal of Desert Ridge Academy, Cameron Rowe. Cameron earned his Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology from the University of Redlands and his Master's of Arts in Educational Leadership with a focus on equity from California State University, East Bay. He started his teaching career in Oakland before moving to the desert area in 2019 to teach at La Quinta Middle School. He was then, as you may recognize him, recently promoted to Dean of Students in DRA in January of 2023. Cameron would like to acknowledge his wife, Michelle, a district school psychologist and Cathedral City High School graduate. I have trouble saying those words, so sorry about that. He would also like to acknowledge the sage advice that he gets regularly from his 95-year-old grandmother, Bambi. Well, of course you're great with the challenging students. You were one of them. Cameron, welcome.
Thank you.
Please introduce your guest and say a few words.
Yeah, so I brought with me my wife, Michelle, who is a very talented school psychologist here at Desert Sands. And hello to my 95-year-old grandmother. I still do talk to her every Sunday. So every Sunday I call her, and if we were local, I'm from the Bay Area, she would have gotten in her car and driven down to this. So that's how amazing she is.
That's great.
So yeah, as you mentioned, I kind of got a sneak preview. It's nice as the Dean of Students of kind of what DRA is all about. And I love it even more. So when I was talking to you back in February, I was really excited. I love the staff, the students. It's gotten even better with time. And so I look forward to doing my new role as assistant principal. So thank you very much.
Okay, now board and superintendent comments. Mr. Duran.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming. I want to begin by just commenting on the Assistants League that was here. I think they're stepping out, but thank you, Karen, Chris, et cetera. I'm not going to let you get to the door that fast. What I just heard was amazing, what you folks do. So thank you so much. Because we saw the results of what they're doing. Anyway, back to congratulations, and I want to say all the new family members and the promotions that we saw today. I think the most amazing thing that you see is the smiles on their faces and the enthusiasm they come and they bring into this room. To Julia, Leticia, I got to look down, Caitlin, Gabriella, Eduardo, and Cameron, welcome. Did I miss anybody? I think I got them all. It was amazing just to look at you and see the excitement you bring. It also brings me great pride to realize that many of you have had an established career here in Desert Sands, and that you've grown and you want to give back even more. So you take on this additional responsibility that allows you to further serve and further improve our district and our students and, of course, our community. Thank you, each and every one of you. I appreciate all that you do. Best of luck, 23-24. It's going to be here. I think it's here already. So with that said, congratulations on your recent promotions, and I look to hearing the best from each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Watson.
Congratulations to everybody that was promoted as well. On a personal note, I've known Caitlin since we both attended Ford Elementary School, and she was the sweetest person now, and she's still the nicest person. when I first started practicing, Caitlin was a teacher at Palm Desert Charter, and a way that I would connect with my patients I would say, hey, do you know Mrs. Sanderson? Go tell her that you have a friend, Dr. Watson. And she would come and say, Kylie, all these patients of yours that aren't even my kids keep telling me that you're their friend. So I've already started telling all of my Franklin patients to come and see the new assistant principal and tell them that they have a friend in common. So I'm excited to see what you have in store for Franklin.
Pierce.
Yes, I was very pleased to see what the Assistant League of Coachella Valley, they're gone, does, and I understand they also help in the other districts for this valley. So I just think that they've expanded every year, and it's just a wonderful thing that they can do and provide for the kids, especially even some of the categories we have now with the refugees, not only the homeless or the foster children or the needy. So it's just invaluable help, and they're all volunteers. Maybe I need to get involved, I don't know. But the new employees, I know two of them, Julia and Caitlin, and I've worked with them through the years, and I want to congratulate them on their promotions. They're just so worthy of that, and have moved up and just been expanding their leadership abilities, watching them over the last 15, 20 years. So I want to congratulate them, as well as Letty and Eduardo and Cameron and Gabriela, also for being the LCAP coordinator. Is a big job, and I'm sure I'll be in some of those meetings with you trying to take part and give input with that. So thank you and welcome to all of you.
Mr. Alvarez.
I just want to say thank you to the Assistance League. They've been a great supporter of not only our students, but the students next door at CV Unified. They've done amazing things for many people across the valley, so just want to do a shout out to them and their efforts. Keeping in mind that it is an all-volunteer group, and nothing better than giving back to the community. And to our newly appointed admin, Julie, Leticia, Caitlin, Gabriela, Eduardo, Cameron, just thank you guys for taking up the challenge. Things aren't always easy, but with your family support, you guys do amazing things. We just want to say thank you. Felicidades a todos que tienen esta oportunidad y esperamos mucho de ustedes y gracias por lo que hacen.
Well, I too would like to give a shout out to the Assistance League. I think it's wonderful that they are helping students that don't have everything that they need. My dad told me that when he was a kid, he was from Ohio, that he was very poor. He was so poor that the shoes on his feet, the soles were not there, were non-existent. So it's so great that there is this opportunity for our students here in the Coachella Valley to have the love and support from the Assistance League for Coachella Valley. So that's really awesome. Julia, congratulations at Dr. Carrion. That's right across the street from me, so I was excited for you to be there. You've got kind of choked up, and anytime anybody gets choked up, it always just affects me. So anyway, congratulations. Leticia, you're a Raja. That's so awesome. So I'm a Raja as well. So congratulations, and looking forward to you being at Monroe. Caitlin, that's so awesome that you're going to be at Franklin. Franklin's a great school. Well, we have great schools, but I'm excited for you to be at Franklin. And Gabriella, yeah, we've been waiting for an LCAP for Miss Wood to be replaced, which I know she can't be replaced, but anyway, congratulations on your assignment, and I look forward to hearing your presentations because they're always long and big. So, and we love them. So, Eduardo, wow, what a family affair! That's so great. You've got your whole family involved. So, that's what a testimony, that you have your whole family with Desert Sands. So that's so great. And Cameron, I think that's so great that your grandma, 95 years old, my grandma was like that as well. She drove, when I had my last son, I was 42 when I had him, and she was 92, and she drove to the hospital to come and see him. I mean, it's amazing how those people at that age, man, you cannot hold them back. So that's so great. I hope she's listening, so that's so great. Anyway, and from the Bay Area, I always wonder when people come from like San Diego and the Bay and stuff, they come to the desert. I mean, I love the desert. I was born here, but it's so hot. Today's 115 or something today, which is insane, but anyway.
So you're saying, what were they thinking?
Yeah. But I think it's great that your family came from San Diego, Gabrielle, so that's really great. Anyway, congratulations, everybody. So excited for you to be a part of our Desert Sands family. We love you, and we look forward to you just shining. We love the energy in here, and we're so excited for you to have this wonderful new year. So that's it for me, Dr. Mae Vollmer.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd just like to start off and say congratulations to all of our summer school graduates that walked across the stage a week ago. Very proud of them and very thankful for their families and the support that they had. And also very thankful for our staff that worked after a very long, tiring year, chose to come back and be there for our students to help get them across the stage during summer school. So very, very grateful to our staff and to Kevin Bebo for putting together graduation and overseeing summer school. Thank you so much for your work there. Also the Assistance League, I know everyone's already said it, but it's the work that they do is truly amazing and makes such a difference in the lives of our students. And we're so grateful for all of our community partners, and they are certainly a shining star among them, so we appreciate them. And then I just lastly want to say congratulations to everyone, newly hired employees and all of you that were promoted. I do have a special place in my heart for Franklin, having been the former principal there, so congratulations, Caitlin. And I will say, as a former elementary school teacher, that Julia is completely responsible for teaching me to teach kids how to read. So very excited for her. Yes. So congratulations to all of you. We're very excited. It really was pretty special tonight watching all of you get introduced and seeing your joy and just the joy that we feel for the journey that you've been on, and also what we know you're going to continue to give to the students and the community at Desert Sands. So congratulations.
Give a shout out to summer school. I was there for summer school, and it was great. It's so great that those kids follow through and complete it. And Kevin, you always put on a great summer school graduation. So thanks for everybody involved. Okay, so now we're at public comment on open session items. Communications from the floor in accordance with the bylaws of the board, number 9323, 62519. Time is reserved for oral communications by members of the Board of Education or by citizens. Citizens wishing to be heard on agenda items, regular or special meetings, and or non-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, regular meetings only, shall have a 3-minute limit. A total of 20 minutes will be reserved for public comment on each item. The board president, with the concurrence of the board, may extend this time if deemed appropriate due to the number of citizens who wish to speak on any item. In accordance with the law, the board cannot take action on any matter not appearing on the agenda as indicated in the bylaws of the board, number 9232.2, 62519. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda, regular or special meeting, or non-agenda item, regular meeting. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Please be advised that there is a possibility that some items discussed during public comment will not be developmentally appropriate for minors. We ask that parents use their discretion when choosing to remain in the boardroom during public comment. If you choose to leave the room, you may wait in the overflow location at the end of the hallway, and you will be notified when public comments have concluded. Jody Hussey, Maurice, did I say it right? Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh, okay. Elite Cosmetologies. Okay, yeah, Kevin can introduce.
I know my name's on the list. I just wanted to put this in a little bit of context.
Okay.
So we all know CTE comes in many different shapes and sizes. And for us here in Desert Sands, one of those has been our relationship with Elite Cosmetology that started officially this year in January. But I met the owners here 3 years ago. It took us a few years to organize and get it going. And so we have our first group that finished their first year this summer. We use the summertime so that they can complete. And tonight, the contract for next year is on the agenda. So I invited them to come and share.
Nice.
Hi. Hello. First time in front of all of you, so thank you so much for the opportunity. And I can say that we originally started doing CTE programs with the districts with DSUSD before COVID. We took it over from another cosmetology school and kind of had to clean up some of their things, but it ended up being pretty successful for us. And then COVID happened and we finished out all those students, and then they had some other issues that had nothing to do with us. But in any event, we were absolutely thrilled to be starting with DSUSD this past year, and it has been such an incredible experience for so many of your students. They have literally opened their eyes to just enjoying learning. They cannot wait to come back to see us in another, what, six weeks? I think it's like 4? Oh my goodness, 4 weeks? Anyway, and it is really, really cool to see them just be so excited to this other side of learning. They have actually started to be really excited about participating in regular school so that they can participate with us. And I actually had a student tell me that we were the reason that he literally got up in the morning. So it has been an extremely rewarding experience for us. Our cosmetology educators are literally all now getting CTE credentialed. We do have, and my partner Maurice is CTE credentialed. I am now getting CTE credentialed, and literally all of our educators now want to be involved in this process. And it has been so rewarding for us to just see how we can just enlighten and expand on these students that maybe are not all college bound, or even that are college bound and are now looking for a way to pay for their college so they're not stuck taking out student loans or being dependent on a parent. What we were seeing earlier about underprivileged students and not coming from the best demographic or home, we want to jump into that as well and give them every opportunity to graduate high school, not only with a high school diploma, but a marketable skill to go out and be able to take care of themselves and their families. We're actually also expanding into CVUSD. So for us, it's just become a whole other side of cosmetology, and we are super excited. So thank you very much.
That's awesome. You have 17 seconds.
No, I just want to say thank you. She's the speaker of the group. I just want to thank everybody, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Laura Lee.
Hi, good evening. Actually, this is just kind of a point of clarification from the last meeting. I had a couple of questions from two people about the diversity topic. They were not quite aware. And I suppose if you didn't go to Washington Charter or Palm Desert Charter or Palm Desert High School, you would not know that there were not any black teachers at those schools. And that being said, it just came to my attention, and I think it's important that the reason that I came to the board is that parents had come to me with this concern. It wasn't just black teachers. Secondarily, like the next meeting that we had, it was also Hispanic teachers were low in our district as well, proportionally speaking to the ratio of Hispanic students. That being said, several parents came to me with their concerns. We talked. They were shaky about coming in front of the board. So I said, well, if that's the case, I said, but let's start where we need to start. So I came to the board and discussed it came to the district and discussed it with the district, and was told at that time that recruiting was going to be changed, that we were going to be recruiting at black colleges specifically, and that we had an equity and diversity collaborative board, which is then, again, the report that they gave a year ago, May, which really wasn't a report at all. It was just that they had to put it on pause, which was the word that they used over and over. During COVID, I get it, but we're past that now. And I know that we had a big year recruiting and no idea what's gone on. And I think it's real important that the community and the parents know before this school year starts exactly what the recruiting looked like What happened is successful, not successful. If it's not successful, I mean, I think we all get that too, okay? But then maybe the board and the cabinet needs to take a look at going to their parents, letting the parents feel comfortable. I'm trying to make them understand that they can come here to you guys anytime. And if they're not comfortable doing this, call you and make an appointment. People are just not feeling comfortable. So it's probably going to take a few people a few times to, see that you're not going to, pull a gun on us or something if we get up here and speak, hopefully. So I'm hoping, really hoping, that we're going to have a report here soon, because we're light years away. We're so overdue for diversity in this district. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, okay, what our students are dealing with here. And I don't want our district to be one of those, like one of the little sleepy towns back east, that how did this happen in our district, okay? Let's be proactive. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, John, I cannot pronounce your last name. I can't read it. What is it? Chelly. Okay. Thank you, John Chelly.
Appreciate your time today. I coach at La Quinta High School baseball, and we're just kind of concerned with the progress of the field for a couple different reasons, obvious reasons. But the main reason is we need to understand timing so we can, we have a lot of fundraisers that are happening, and we need to make arrangements for those. Also, practice times, things like that, whether we have to use another field. So that's where our concerns are.
Okay. Thank you, John. Elsa Morales.
Hi, I am a parent of three boys who have all been in the great organization of La Quinta High School baseball. My boys are class of 07, class of 12, and class of 24. Yes, I have one coming up. This organization is an amazing organization. We did fundraising at my house, yard sales. My husband at one time had the key to that field. He's a landscaper. He would go in there and dedicate his time, and that field was amazing. But this is a school that's 29 years old, so when we heard it's being remodeled, we were overjoyed. But that joy quickly diminished. We were told it will start when the season ends. The season ended in March. It'll start in April, the remodelization, May, June. It wasn't until July that somebody actually did something there. I live in that area. I pass by that school on a daily basis. I see the lack of progress. So what can we do to get this done? This class of seniors that's going in there is the class, this is the 8th graders that were robbed of any type of 8th grade promotion due to the shutdown. These are the 9th graders that started hybrid that lost that year. Can't we do something, make something right for them? What do we need to do? And why the lack of transparency? Why is the coach not allowed to call and ask questions? Why is he being told, stop calling, we will no longer take your calls, you are bothering us? Can you imagine having a remodel in your backyard and asking the workers, what's going on? What? And they're telling you, shut up, we don't want to talk to you, we will get it done when we get it done. What is the issue? And there has been changes to the plans. The bathroom's no longer there, and the snack bar's no longer there. Okay, we understand things come up. So what's happening with the money that was allocated for that? What's happening with that money? Please show transparency, and please do something for this group of boys that deserve to end their high school year on a positive note and not how they started it. What do we need to do? I'm a parent. I have contact with other parents. You tell me what we need to do, and I will get on that phone and start making calls to the parents and say, this is what needs to be done, in order for this field to be completed, in order for our boys to end their baseball career on a positive note, on a brand new field that is, this modelization is well overdue. Please let us know what we need to do to get it done. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes public comments. We're on information. Quarterly report summary on Williams uniform complaints April through June 2023. Head Start program report for May 2023. Shadow Hills School Cheer Team participation at the USA Varsity Camp in Garden Grove, California during July 27th through the 30th, 2023. Number 15, staff conference items, there are none. Number 16, public hearing, there is none. General functions, business services. There are 5 items in general functions, business services, with 1 item being a resolution which requires a roll call vote. Is there a motion to take 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a group or individually?
So moved, Alvarez.
To take them as a group?
Yes.
Second, Pierce.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, resolution number 01, 2023-2024. For the following agenda item, the Board of Education will be acting as a legislative body for each of the Desert Sands Unified School District's community facilities districts. The agenda item provides for the individual CFD to authorize the levy of special taxes within such CFD for the fiscal year 2023-2024. Agenda item number 17.1, the Board of Education will be acting as a legislative body of CFD NOS 128, 2008-1, 2013-1, 2018-1, 2021-1, and 2022-1 for this agenda item only. Let's see. Do I just continue to read this? Okay. Resolution number 01, 2023-2024, resolution of the Board of Education in the Desert Sands Unified School District acting as the legislative body of community facilities, NOS 1, 2008-1, 2013-1, 2018-1, 2021, and 2021-1, and 2022-1 of the Desert Sands Unified School District authorizing the levy of special taxes and taking related actions for the fiscal year 2023-2024. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
Make a motion, Pierce.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll make a second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
We're voting on just resolution 01, 2023-2024.
All of them at one time. It's a resolution for everything that I read.
Okay, so 1 through 5.
Correct.
All right.
1 through 5, just put it, okay.
It's 17.1. 17.1,
yes.
yeah.
I said, okay, I just wanted to make sure it was that one.
Okay.
Yeah, clarifying question. So is this special tax above what people have to pay anyways? For example, I don't live in any of these areas, but on my tax bill, I already have funds that go to Desert Sands.
Sure.
So do the individuals who reside in these special areas, do they have the same thing? I have to pay plus an additional fee?
That's correct. So the tax that the community pays on what's called a general obligation bond, that's what everyone that resides in Desert Sands pays when a bond is passed. This is a special tax for those communities. They're typically formed prior to the development of the homes. So what usually happens is the property owner, landowner, works with governmental agency to pass what's called a Community Facilities District, also known to the public as a Melrose community. And when that special tax is formed, the buyers of those properties are made aware of the special taxing area. And so before they purchase the property, then they would be acknowledging that that property includes a special tax in addition to a general bond, as an example.
Okay, is there any more discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, so let's see. Mr. Duran.
Aye.
Dr. Watson.
Aye.
Ms. Pierce.
Aye.
Sorry, I'm writing these down. Mr. Alvarez.
Aye.
And I say aye. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, these matters related to CFD NOS 1, 2008-1, 2013-1, 2018-1, 2021-1, and 2022-1 are complete for this evening. The board will no longer be acting as the legislative body of the district CFDs for the remaining items on the agenda. The board will now be acting as the Board of Education of Desert Sands Unified School District. Okay, general functions for educational services. There are 15 items in general functions. Ed services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
I'm going to take 1 through 15 as a group.
Alvarez, second.
Second, Pierce.
Ms. Pierce. Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Hold on, I got. And 19, general functions personnel services. There are 7 items in general functions personnel services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
So moved, Alvarez. Take them as a group.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, let's see. 20, general functions student support services. There are none. 21, general functions superintendent. There is none. 22, consent items, student matters. Dr. May Vollmer.
Yes, thank you. Tonight in closed session, the board took action to approve the following student matters related to agenda item 3.1. The first one is reinstate of student case number 21/22-58 on a motion made by Alvarez and seconded by Trustee Pierce. This motion carried 5-0. For stipulated expulsion case number 22/23-92 on a motion made by Trustee Alvarez and seconded by Trustee Duran, the motion carried 5-0, with the board approving the recommendation. For expulsion case number 22/23-90 on a motion made by Trustee Alvarez, seconded by Trustee Pierce, carried 5-0, with the board accepting the recommendation from the hearing panel.
Thank you. 23, consent items, business services. There are 11 consent items for business services. Is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
Make a motion to take them as a group from 1 through 11. Pierce.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
On number 7. Just what's this? What? Yeah. Jordan, can you give us an update on where are we at with the baseball field?
Number 7 is change order, La Quinta High School baseball field renovation project. You just want to know what the change order is?
Yeah, so those change orders to number 7, we're working to expedite the process, but I can't comment on matters that involve legal.
Do we have just a rough estimated time for our families? About when is expected to be done, projected date?
I can't comment on matters that involve litigation.
It's, we don't know. No restrooms, all that money. If this was Palm Desert, this would have been done last month. It's crap.
So, so, right. Yeah. Because of the litigation involved in it, we can't publicly comment on it. We do understand, however, the frustration that families feel, and we absolutely heard that tonight, and so we will be working on what we can do to help them to have some information, but because there's litigation involved, we are very limited in what we can say.
So I know that we're moving as fast as we can, and we're going to do the best we can to get up there. We're aware of the concerns out there, and trust us, we're staying on top of it, Ms. Morales, and rest assured that we will continue to advocate for our families. Thank you.
Okay, so any more discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, 24, consent items, educational services. There are 24 consent items for educational services. Is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
A motion to take them as a group.
Second, Alvarez.
Is there any discussion?
I'm just, with the prior items under Ed Services and these, I'm happy to see our ELOP program being, with so many community partners and being organized so well at the beginning of this year to be ready to move into all the schools. So that's very good to see.
I'd like to comment too on the City of Indio's Community Grant Award to Shadow Hills High School and just congratulate and thank them for their support for Shadow Hills and many of our schools or other schools also in the Coachella Valley.
Thank you to our EL department to continue to focus on supporting our parents, hopefully not through Zoom, but continue working with our families. So thank you.
Okay. Is there any more discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's 24. Number 25, consent items, personnel services, there are none. Number 26, consent items, student support services. There are 12 consent items for student support services. Is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
Motion to take them as a group. Pierce.
Second, Alvarez.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. And 27, consent items, superintendent. There are 4 consent items, superintendent. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
So moved, Alvarez, as a group.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. And 28, personnel action certificated. Dr. Hyde.
Okay, I also get to, again, to celebrate employees. This is, again, one of my favorite parts of the meetings, and I have 2 folks to recognize in our certificated world for their service to our district. The first is someone you might recognize, Margot Ligman McCormick, who is officially retiring with STIRS. It seemed like she did this a year ago, and that's because she did, but technically she didn't retire until, I think, just in June. So she's amazing. Helped us a lot last year with a lot of short-term assignments and acting assignments, and I think is ready and willing to do it once her 180 days comes up. I'd also like to recognize Janet Muller, who served the district for 9 years. Both of these employees have 34 years of combined service to the district.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendations as listed?
So moved.
Is that Michael Duran? Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Pierce, any discussion? Well, I just have to say congratulations, Margot, for retiring a second time. She is amazing. I've known Margot my whole life. Our mothers actually went to high school together at CV High School, so I've known her forever. And she is an amazing person, and she will definitely be missed, but I have a feeling we're still going to see her. So anyway, congratulations on making it to the finish line, and I hope that you will enjoy your retirement. And Janet Mueller, I grew up with her as well. Her older sister was a really good friend of mine. We actually walked to school together. We grew up in the same neighborhood. And her sister was tragically killed right after we graduated from high school. And so, and her mother, Hallie Adams, was my mother's teacher at CV High School. So a lot of history there with that. So, but anyway, congratulations, Janet. And I wish you a happy retirement moving forward. So that being said, is there, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Oh, that was it. That was it on. Okay, so Dr. Hyde, classified.
Great. So I'm also pleased to announce we have 2 retirements in our classified world this board meeting. The first one is Gracilia Flores, who is retiring as the Administrative Assistant Bilingual at Monroe Elementary School. She's retiring from the district after 36 years of service. And not close behind her, I should say, is Gerard Murphy from Amistad High School, who's retiring in his role as a special education paraprofessional, retiring after 35 years of service to the district. These two amazing individuals have combined for a total of 71 years of service to our district.
I'd like to say something about Jerry Murphy. He's been a very dedicated employee. His wife retired 3 or 4 years ago, Jackie, but he kept holding on. I don't even think he's really sure he still wants to retire yet, but anyway, they're taking off to Maine, so he has to be free. But he always, a lot of times in these later years, he had one-on-one child that he might start with in elementary and move on through middle and high school and then start with another one, and he was very dedicated to those students. So I want to thank him for that, as well as the other employee, Flores, in Crescelia Flores at Monroe. Congratulations.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendations as listed?
So moved, Alvarez.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, number 30, call out of closed session actions. Dr. Maeve Ulmer.
There are many actions. Okay. So tonight, first of all, listed under closed session agenda item number 3.2 and 3.3, Special Education Dispute Resolution Agreement SSS number 1/2023-2024 on a motion made by Trustee Duran, seconded by Trustee Alvarez. The motion carried 5-0. And General Release and Settlement Agreement SSS number 2/2023-2024 on a motion made by Dr. Watson and seconded by Trustee Alvarez. The motion carried 5-0. In closed session tonight, the board approved the appointment of the following individuals: Gina Mann to the position of psychologist, Michelle Spencer to the position of psychologist, Diane Romero to the position of assistant principal at Johnson Elementary School, Jared Goldman to the position of assistant principal at La Quinta Middle School, Nicole Aguirre to the position of principal at Page Middle School, and Jason Fosselman to the position of principal at Carrillo Ranch Elementary School. Additionally, the board approved the appointment of Francini Zabata, that was hard for me to get out, to the position of Director of Community Engagement and the Education Foundation. These appointments were passed on a motion made by Trustee Alvarez, seconded by Trustee Pierce with unanimous approval. Additionally, in closed session tonight, agenda item number 3.5, public employee discipline, dismissal and release. In closed session, the board took action to approve the settlement agreement for certificated employee 168566, assistant principal, resolving a downward transfer and general release claim in the amount of $22,671, with a motion made by Trustee Duran, seconded by Trustee Dr. Watson, with a unanimous approval. And then finally, listed under closed session item number 3.7 tonight, the board took action on settlement claim number 21-L-015 on a motion made by Trustee Pierce, seconded by Trustee Alvarez. This motion carried 4-0 with one abstention by Dr. Watson.
Thank you. Number 31, suggestions for future agendas that receive at least 3 votes. Mr. Duran?
I have none.
Dr. Watson?
I have nothing.
Ms. Pierce?
I have none.
Mr. Alvarez? None. And I have none. Announcements. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Education will be Tuesday, August 15th, 2023, in the District Education Center Boardroom, 47950 Dune Palms Road, La Quinta, California, 92253. We will reconvene to closed session and return when complete. home.
He's thinking like, did they forget about us?
I know. Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 9:08 p.m.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
That is so funny.